Hey, folks, welcome to the first podcast of The Journey of Self. Today, we're going to be talking to Dr. Catherine Aguina. She's not only a veterinary medicine doctor, but on top of that, she's a mompreneur and she's a loving wife. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about her history, and she's going to be starting her own series of podcasts called The Journey of Self, where you're going to talk to a bunch of folks around Atlanta who are really women. Yeah, women around Atlanta who are basically killing it in the workspace, right? So tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a little bit of a background. Where are you coming from? What are some of the struggles you've seen? And why are you here today?
Well, thank you for introducing me. As he said, my profession is a veterinarian, but since the pandemic hit, a lot of things changed in my life, and thinking about what is truly important and how I want to introduce or how I want to perceive myself in the future or be an example for my daughter in the future, what I want to become or what I want her to be in the future. So that led me to this beautiful space, journey of self, because it is my journey. It is my spiritual journey, and the way how I'm going to be a professional and how I'm going to be a provider to or an inspiration to my daughter specifically, but to other women. Because during my career, I am from Puerto Rico, and being an immigrant, I am lacking a group of women that can help me be better, especially in my career. We are here in the United States. Latin women are not as prominent as they are back home. So I need to find my space, my word, how I can be a leader in my profession, and also how can I become a better
Role model.
Exactly. How can I be a role model for other women, myself, because I need to grow, but specifically for my daughter. I just want to be the best for her.
Your daughter's name is Valentina, by the way.
Yes.
For the viewers back at home.
Yes, she's a 10-year-old girl.
Right.
Valentina.
So Valentina, like, what are some of the challenges you've seen, like, while raising Valentina?
Well, especially because I am a professional, I have a full-time job, and that requires a lot of time being away, long hours as a doctor, and it's finding the right balance of how I can educate her, how I will have time so I can spend time with her, quality of time, and also have that life balance, and how I'm gonna do my career, be successful in my career, how I'm gonna be a loving wife and have this family and keep it together with the short amount of time that I have, and how I can make her proud of myself and also give her the tools so she can be the best version of herself. So it's finding that work-life balance has been challenging, but at the same time it's been enlightening. But since the pandemic hit, I was in a journey, like a journey of self, of finding my spirituality. What's important in life is work, all the things that we have to do. I have dedicated my entire life to be a veterinarian. I'm a successful professional in my field, but also I'm a mom and a daughter. And if that's sufficient, what I need to do, am I doing enough? I want to inspire. As in my career, I felt that something was missing, and it is a community of women that we don't have that, and it's really hard to be in this man's world when you don't have a lot of women to support you and you doubt yourself a lot. And I needed someone that can tell me, hey, it's okay, you have made it this far, you will be okay. And I want to transmit that to my daughter, that you can do everything that you want, and then not even that you decided to do something in your life you cannot change. If you want to be something else, you want to be anything, just go ahead and do it. Anything is possible. And if I can transmit that to other women and then tell them that, hey, it's okay to be insecure, it's okay to have your self-doubt, but if you know where your path, where you're going, and then you want to be inspiration for others, especially for your family, that's what you need to do. So that led me to this journey of self because of my daughter, because I want her to have more opportunities that I had. And if I can lead that path for her, that will be my major success. I just want her to be successful.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think it's just a problem for women having those insecurities and fears.
I think it's everybody.
Yeah, everybody, men, women, everybody, right? You know, you'll see a lot of men nowadays. They go through insecurities. Am I good enough? Why am I not getting any woman?
But in this society, because as a patriarch, they tell boys that they teach them, hey, you have to be the provider, you have to be successful, you have to be the man. And then the women, you have to be the follower, you have to be a good housewife, you have to be, okay, honey, what you want to do.
That's old school thinking.
Yes, and then it's changing. But I grew up with that. My mom is a housewife. She never worked. And my aunt, she's an entrepreneur. She has her own business. So I was in the middle.
Wait. So how did your aunt navigate if she was an entrepreneur back in the day when these rules were there?
Because my grandmother, she got divorced and she was forced to work. And there are 4 kids. My father has 3 brothers. There were 4. There were 5, but one passed away. Unfortunately, I never got to meet. But she had to become a strong, independent woman for her family. And because of that divorce, led my aunt to be a strong, independent woman. And that led that. So she's my inspiration that if she could do it, I could do it. My mom, she married the love of her life. My dad is a doctor, so he was a provider. So my mom is happy with that. Unfortunately, too, my parents went through a divorce. And that made me learn, too, that what I want to do, what I want to be. If that's going to happen to me, am I going to depend on a man for the rest of my life? No. So that led me, okay, I need to be independent. I want a man that adds happiness to my life, but I don't have to be dependent professionally or money-wise. So thankfully, I went through those struggles. It was not an easy path that I had to went through, but I am very grateful of the things that happened because it led me to be the woman that I am today. And because of those struggles, I can understand what everybody is going through, and I can help my daughter also overcome her fears and doubts. So if I can be an inspiration for anybody that's gone through a divorce or been through depression, or they don't have a special someone in their life, and then they can do it. If I was able to do it, I think everybody can do it too.
Yeah, I think there's this one quote that Patrick Bet-David mentioned, which was tough people create easy times.
That's true.
And then easy times create weak people.
Yes.
And weak people create tough times.
That is so true. Yes.
Right? So like you could kind of see that, like it's not only just true for you. I see it in my family as well, and I think it's very. It goes across cultures and countries.
It builds character. If you don't struggle, you're not going to have the character to overcome your fears. If you don't know what the struggles are, you're comfortable. You need to get out of your comfort zone to grow. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're never going to learn. So you need to push yourself. So if you feel that you're comfortable, you're in the wrong position. That's not where you go. You need to keep growing. If you find that everything is easy, maybe you need to find a challenge. So this is my challenge. I got too comfortable as being a veterinarian. I can do it with my eyes closed. It's like I've been doing it so many years, and I needed something to challenge me. And this podcast, this journey of self has made it for me, and I am growing. And every day I'm starting from scratch. It's like I'm starting a new profession, and that was inspiring me. That was gets me going. Like, I love to learn. I love education. I'm an educator, and that is what is my strength and my weakness and my strength. And if I can educate other women, I'm happy. That's what I want to be. I think that is.
I think that's more than like money can pay you. Like yes, money is important.
Of course, yes,
you know,
definitely.
But like, I think I forgot who said this, but it was there was someone who said like, the meaning of life is basically how many people you left better off than when you found them.
Exactly.
Right before you die, at least. You know, how many people can you impact on a large scale with low impact, or on a small scale with high impact?
Yes.
Like you could just change one person's life, or you could change like immensely, or you could change 1 million people's lives.
It's a ripple effect
in a small way.
Yes.
You know.
So yeah, that's what I want to be. I want a ripple effect to bring kindness. You start with yourself, and then that kindness is gonna. I'm sorry to repeat myself. It's gonna be a ripple effect, because one person starts, just have kindness. You see it like, oh, okay. So then you want to be better too, and then that keeps going. So if you are the change, if you change yourself, other people see you as what is the word in English? They will see you. I totally forgot. An example. Sorry, guys. This Spanish and English thing. An example for other people. Then you can grow, and then more and more people can grow together. And if you can be an inspiration for someone else, that is so gratifying. So hopefully I can be the inspiration for you, especially women. I'm not saying anything about men, but women need a community. We need to help each other, and that's my goal, to help other women. Also men too, but
I feel like women need a little help, extra help in this arena, because they're a minority, right? And especially in business, like generally it's around 50-50, but you don't see like a lot of women groups that are, you know, emerging. Like for example, in engineering, there's a Society of Women Engineers, SWE.
Okay.
Right. I don't know if that exists for business. I don't know. Maybe I'm just clueless. There's probably a ton.
Maybe.
But, you know, I'm sure I've met many women entrepreneurs who are very successful, but, you know, it's a struggle.
It is a struggle. And then also for your pay, too. It's not the same. And that's something that we are not talking about in our society. Like, women are paid less than men, and unfortunately, that's a reality. And unfortunately for me and where I am at, and then because of the type of professional that I am and my growth, I am well paid, but compared to other people, I still struggle. And I think a lot of women don't know their value, and then they need to learn what their value is and be secure of who they are, what they want to be, and then learn how to project it. And also working in this corporate world with men, sometimes we feel a little bit intimidated by men, because from my background, they taught me that the man is the provider, the man is the top, and then the women. That's how I see my dad. Sometimes my dad still intimidates me because he has that self-esteem. He's a doctor. He's very empowering. And then sometimes I feel like small compared to him. Even as a doctor, even though we are head to head, he's a human doctor and veterinarian. Sometimes I don't feel I'm head to head, because people put people first and animals second. So sometimes for me it's a struggle. Even though I'm a professional, I have to study more species than he has done. He's only humans. I have dogs, cats, lizards, tigers, turtles. So I have to learn those this, and sometimes I feel less, and then that helps me. Then that helps me is I have my own self-doubt, and I cannot think like that. I'm a professional. I have to be I'm gonna say this in Spanish, orgullosa. That means that you have to be proud of yourself. And then women sometimes forget that doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you have to be proud of your achievements. Doesn't matter. It's the same for men. You struggle the same way that we do.
Actually, I feel like it's different though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Like, I feel like for women, they need to be heard.
Okay.
Right? They need to be listened to. They need love in a way where they need to be nurtured, basically, right? Or listened to. For guys, it's just like, for example, have you read the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus?
Yes.
So basically, when a girl is or a woman is having some sort of issue, she's probably gonna talk a lot
We need
about
to
it.
vent. We need to let our feelings. Once we vented, we are fine.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't matter if we're mad or not. Guys, no, they don't talk about their feelings. Like,
No.
I need you to
If
talk
they
about
talk
your
about
feelings.
it, that means they're looking for advice in that.
Yeah.
That's the only time they'll talk about it. So like, you know, it's like, what do you think? Or like, what is a solution? Men are looking for solutions. So
Yes.
one mistake, especially in my first couple relationships, the mistake I made was I would constantly give solutions.
Yeah, I don't want a solution.
she'd
I
be
just
like,
want you to be
"Oh."
heard. I know what I need to do. It's just I need to tell you how I feel. That's it. Men need to do a solution all the time. I get it. It's like, no, just listen to me. I just want to be heard, and that's it. And then I understand. That happens to my husband. It's like, okay, just tell me, okay. And I'll tell him, she says, no, I don't want your solution. I just want you to talk to me. It's like, then why are you telling me all of this? Because I just need to be heard. I just need to let it out. And that's it. It's like,
hey,
okay,
I mean, I'm sure there's billions of folks back home who are relating with you. I mean, probably all the viewers. This is mainly dedicated for
yes,
women,
so women can relate.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and men too, because this is not just
men
for
will learn. Someone's giving men a manual. This is, take notes, guys.
Yes,
take notes.
this is for you guys too. Because
if you're not in a relationship, take notes. If you are, you better like cross-check what you did yesterday and today.
yes. It's very different, but that's a good thing to have differences, because that's how you complement each other. Because imagine two people talking all the time. It's boring. It's boring.
You're the same person. When you're not going to try anything new, you can't experience new things in life.
But comprehend where they come from, understand, be respectful, and have compassion. You have to have compassion for others, but especially for yourself. If you don't have compassion, you won't be able to do anything. You get depressed and you get anxious and all that. Have self-love, compassion, and then just know, hey, it's a struggle. It's okay. You're gonna make mistakes. So, but because of what I learned how to love myself, be a whole person, and I don't need a man to add value to my life. I'm valuable as I am. But
it's like
what
two halves will make a whole.
No,
but you'd rather have two.
I'm a whole orange. I don't need a half orange.
Yeah.
Like they say back home, tu media naranja. No, I don't need no halves. I'm a whole orange, and then he adds happiness to my life, and we grow together. So if you're gonna be in a relationship, don't expect someone to add something to your life. You have to be your whole person, because that person's not gonna change you. No. And while you're in the relationship, also you're both are gonna change. That's gonna be normal. I'm not even close to the person that he met. I'm so different. And then poor guy, it's like, my husband, I love you so much, Michael. You have so much patience. My husband is a saint, and I guess any husband that has a strong, independent woman, he is also, because we're a challenge. And also he has his strength, so he needs a woman that's compassionate, because he has demonstrated, even though you're guys, he needs someone to nurture him. And I have learned to let go of how strong am I, and leave that barrier that I can do this, I am capable of it. With him, I have to open up, and then I have to be the nurturer for him. He wants that. He wants to be felt love. It's not that he is gonna be the one who's gonna give me love. He wants to feel that too. And I have to remember that. No.
Or is it Mike Hussey? What was that guy, the relationship coach? Mike. He said something like when you break up, like instead of being scared of what would happen if they broke up with you, it was something along the lines that if they leave, I need to be okay with it. Like,
yes. Because it's not about you, it's about themselves.
Other way around. Like, it's about you being, like, having enough trust again after breaking up once. You know, having enough trust again to love again.
Yes, to open up.
Yeah.
Because you gave your all.
Should not come with attached fear that, you know, like, I'm just going to get broken up with again, right?
Yes.
Instead, it should come with,
But it's
you know,
hard.
if they leave, I'll be able to handle it.
Yes, but it's really hard. That's what everybody struggles, because you lose a part of yourself because you gave your all,
Yeah.
and you've been vulnerable, and it's not easy for anybody to open up and then show how vulnerable you are and all your little dark secrets, and then someone leaves you and it's like, what am I gonna do? So, but that's the beauty of this. You have to be open with everybody, be yourself, and then if you're secure and accept yourself that this is who I am, if that didn't work, that's his loss. Or maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's good
There's
for
different
you.
people.
And maybe it's good for you. That is not, because that's not the right person for you. Maybe it's God telling you you're not the right path. That person came to teach you something that you were missing. That's the end of that relationship. You cannot learn anything from that person again. Okay, you need to learn something different and be with someone else. So don't take it as a failure. It's an opportunity to grow and then to make yourself grow. And so, why did I learn about this? What did that person came to teach me that I can be a better person? I accept. I am grateful that you were in my life. My time is over. Now let's start new, because then you're gonna find the right person. So I dated a bunch of guys. Sorry, Valentina. Okay, sorry. I love you.
I'm sure she'll go through her own share.
But yes, and I think that was beautiful, because for my mom, she only dated, I think my dad was her only boyfriend, or she had another boyfriend, so she didn't get to experience different personalities, which is a blessing, because she was able to find herself with one person. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to test the waters, know what different personalities are, what I like and not. It's like, why am I going to accept and what I'm not going to accept? And then you get to learn. So when I was ready, I said to the universe, please send me a man with this characteristics. Pop, 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 pop. And then you just let it go. And then you just free yourself. The universe will hear you. And then that will bring the right person to you. So that's what happened with my husband. I had to go to the Cayman Islands to find and get kicked out or fail veterinary medicine. So I was able to find the person that was right for me.
Wow.
So, and he's Cuban. So he had to leave Cuba, and that's different. So we were completely opposites, and then we were met in this perfect day, Valentine's Day.
The fate.
Yes, it's
on
fate.
Valentine's
Day.
Wow, that's romantic. That's
Valentine's
really
Day.
romantic.
Yes, and then our daughter's name is Valentina too. So it's quite perfect. And I'm very proud about that.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's like, yeah, trust the universe. It will bring you a lot of joy, and God is going to provide with everything that you need. Don't you worry. Everything will work out.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, well, we'll find out, right? Have you? Is the Chinese donkey story or Chinese farmer story? Chinese farmer has a son. Is like, okay, son. He was riding a donkey. He fell off, broke his leg. People coming up to him said, "Is like, oh, this is horrible. Your son, he lost his leg." He's like, "We'll see." Next day, army comes by and says, we're drafting. We have a war coming up. We need all the boys. His son
I had a broken
leg, so he didn't go.
He didn't get drafted.
So all the villagers are all in town. They're like, well, I guess it worked out. Right? And then he's like, we'll see. So you just constantly got to say, we'll see. And just,
and just have faith that everything will be okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so books, or actually, you know what? We talked a little bit about relationships. Let's dive a little deeper into like work, right? What are some of the struggles you see in your workplace, or something you've heard from friends or family, like in terms of women in the workplace? What are some of the struggles you see them face?
For me, the struggle is how to find my voice in a man's world, in a man's community. How I can use my emotions not as a vulnerability, but as a strength. And that is something that I have to struggle. How I can use my emotions, how I can use my strengths as a woman compared to a man, and how I thought I needed to compete with them or other people. And that was a challenge. And actually, my boss, he's a guy, and he has told me, you don't have to be like me.
Yeah.
You are a leader in this hospital, like, because I'm a veterinarian, and you don't have to do the same things that I do. You are special in your own way. You don't have to mimic me in any way. People are gonna like you for who you are. I have my strengths, you have your strengths. Doesn't mean that you're less or more, because we're different. We need to work together. That's the beauty. And that we have such a great
Is he
team.
harder or are you harder? Like
In
in
which
terms of
sense?
like getting things done. Like if you were the boss, would you tell people?
Oh,
harder,
we're very similar in that sense, because we're both very hard worker, very work ethic.
But I mean like strict.
He is very strict.
He's more strict than
like,
you.
yeah, but I don't own my own clinic yet. So, but I know if I own my clinic, I would be very strict like him, and I understand, because if you're not strict and then you don't have certain protocols, then you're not gonna have control of what happens. So, and once you become a boss or a leader, it's very different than being an employee. There's so many things that are at stake. So he has to be strict, because if he doesn't make money, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
I want to get paid. So he has more stress, because risk, exactly, risk, because of being the owner, his license is in the line, and not mine, even though I have my own license, but because we're on the same umbrella of his license. So he needs to protect his employees, and if he doesn't make sure that his business is successful, a lot of people will lose their job. So for him, this I think it's every job that you have to be accountable and know what are your responsibilities, and then who the people you're gonna help.
Have you heard about silent quitting?
Selling, quitting? Yes.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
On selling and quitting? Well, if I'm gonna retire and selling my clinic, that's not an option.
No, silent quitting. So
silent
quitting was basically something that happened during, I guess, during the pandemic, when there was a lot of demand for work from home people.
Mm-hmm.
So people would either work 2 jobs, right? Because they're working from home.
So yes.
So that videos off, you could take 2 meetings at the same time.
Yes.
Either they're doing that, or they're just not giving a 2 weeks notice. They're just leaving and just still getting paychecks until one day it stops.
Oh yes, and that has been a problem in our community. Like, I think in every it's hard to find people that they want to work right now after the pandemic. But yeah. I think this is a very deep topic that I don't want to go over right now, about the struggles for the work field.
three favorite books.
Okay, so 3 favorite books. I can say Descubre tu héroe interior de Víctor Hugo Manzanilla. Discover your own inner hero is a very inspiring, especially if you're an immigrant, that you have a full-time job. He worked for Procter & Gamble. He was very successful, but he wanted to be an entrepreneur, and all the struggles that he went of leaving a safe job and starting your life as an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur, you have ups and downs. You don't know where your money is coming from. So it's very important for me to know, hey, am I leaving my career as a veterinarian to be a mompreneur? Can I do both at the same time? My idea is hopefully one day I will do part-time veterinary and then be more as an entrepreneur, hopefully be a speaker, be a coach, and do that, because you have to think about when you get older. I'm in my 40s right now, and I don't want to be in my 50s like going up and down or doing like picking up dogs and all those things that have a lot of labor. I want to be able to travel the world and meet more people and meet more women, and not be just in an office 9 to 5. I don't want a job that I have to do the same thing over and over again, which I love, but I want to have the diversity of going to different places, meeting new people and traveling. And right now with my job as a veterinarian, I am not able to. So that led me to Journey of Self. So that book was very inspiring to give me the plunge. Hey, you can do it too. The other thing is that you're a badass from Jen Sincero, where she was a woman that now she's a very successful, but at the beginning she didn't know what she wanted to do, what to do. She lived in a little apartment, had a crappy car, that's what she calls. And how was she able to build her life as an entrepreneur, help others, and find herself? Other is I have so many with Maxwell, John Maxwell. All his books of leadership are really good. I have read so many, so I don't remember the name. But John Maxwell, he was from Georgia. Now he lives in Florida, and he has his own coaching business. But any book, he's a reverend, and he's very spiritual. So I connect with him because he can be a leader, a spiritual leader, but not necessarily talk about God and religion and how you can be a leader in your field. And the good thing is he's spiritual, and then you can incorporate in your life your spirituality, which is most important, because for me, God is first. Doesn't matter what you call God and the universe. Without him, I'm not able to do anything, and that's why we're here, because of him. And I think we are a piece of him, and then that's what we need to do to represent him. So with him, I learned that I can be a spiritual person, but also I can be an empowered woman. So I recommend to read any leadership book from John Maxwell. He's a
great business author.
Yes.
Leadership, business.
Yes, everything for men and women. So I highly recommend his books.
For sure. I mean, speaking of business, right? Tell me a little bit about your business. What are you trying to accomplish? What do you see yourself doing in business? Well, what are some of the struggles you're facing now?
Well, my struggles is dealing with my self-doubt and if I'm capable of doing things. Even though I know I am capable of doing things, but there's always a little word that's like, are people going to listen to my podcast? And what I have to say is important. Is my life, do I have enough examples to do this? Like, they just have, I'm a good storyteller. There's so many things that you doubt yourself, that you think that you cannot do it, but everybody's going through the same things. And then that's what people want to learn about. They want to listen and hear it from a normal human being. What are the struggles? Because we can be an inspiration. So learning of how I can manage my own struggles and inspire other women that yes, we can do it. I'm not going to be happy all the time. I'm not going to be like cheery, but at least when the moments that I have my own self-doubt, I will look at my past, like, look at everything that you have achieved. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. My daughter will see that, and that seeing her, like, she feels orgullosa, proud of me, that makes me happy. And I wish that every woman can feel proud of themselves, and men too. But don't you worry, everything will be okay. But it's not gonna be easy, obviously, ups and downs, but everything will work out. We'll do it. So that's what I want to transmit, that you can be a successful.
It's not like anything's life or death.
No.
Right?
Well,
in business,
there's some things there are.
I mean, if you're a part of the cartel or like you're dealing with like some government stuff, then yeah, okay, I understand. But like other than that, if you're a typical business
It's
guy,
like, yes.
right,
if
your business fails, like,
even though your business fails, you can do it again, because the things that you learn to build your business,
it's 10 times more valuable than a job.
And it will be easier. It will be easier, so you can start again. Like this second journey of my life was way much easier when I started when I was young in my 20s to be a veterinarian, because now I know what I need to do. I know myself. I know how
other businesses operate.
Exactly. So I have more opportunities to grow because I have the knowledge, and I already went through those mistakes. But even though if I make the same mistakes, I know how to bounce back.
Right.
It's not as difficult. So everything in life is gonna tell you is a lesson. So it's easier with each time. But if you don't go through those struggles, if you
repetition,
don't get,
right?
Exactly. If you don't get out of your comfort zone, you're never gonna learn. You're gonna get stuck, and then people get depressed because they don't know. Hey, try something different. Try it this way. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. So yeah, I want women to know if you're struggling, try a different approach. Talk with someone different, or just talk with someone. Just let, like you said, if you vent your problems, it will be much better.
But it's also important to find the right person to vent to.
That's true.
Because some people who you vent to, they actually like that you're going through that.
Yes,
You know?
that happens.
So you got to
too.
be careful, you know, who you vent to and who you share your good news.
Because not
and
everybody's
bad
gonna
news
give you the
with.
best advice too, and then some misery likes company. So you have to be careful to who you talk to. Yes, you need someone that has gone through, and then you see it as a person that can uplift you, that is happy and positive. And then if they did it, they're not gonna give you bad advice. You have to find people that want you to grow, not to stay with you in their misery. So find always people that are positive, and then they have achieved something. So you should strive for that.
Not everybody has a person like that.
I know.
You know, so how would you?
So that's
go
why we're
about
doing
that?
this podcast.
Yeah,
Because
so
I don't know
hopefully,
you.
You know, like hopefully we can create a community of women who can on
'Cause it's
Facebook
easier.
or
Because right now, if you can be in China and then you can be listening to us, and you can be having your problems.
give us a thumbs up if you want to create a community
Yes.
for support where you know people.
That would be great, because whenever you're feeling sad, and everybody's doing social media right now, you're on your phone all day. So instead of talking with someone, that's how I started with my Audible books, because and then I don't have the money either all the time to find like a psychologist or a therapist.
Right.
And it's easier in social media that you can find these professionals that can help you. You can you don't have to feel embarrassed of showing your emotions or your
there's no
weaknesses
embarrassment.
with other people, because you have that community that can help you, and also that can uplift you if you take advice, if you're willing to grow. Because if you just want to be in misery, then that's good for you, but that's not who I am. And that has helped me. Social media has helped me a lot. And this is the era that to be in social media, everybody can learn from each other. There's a build of community, and then now you have the tools to do it. So now we have to get into that bandwagon and get into social media and be able to help each other without being with them, but at least it's a sense of community that everybody can feel. A community is all, we're a community of women and men doing
You get that
things
support.
together. Yeah,
Right.
you get that support.
At least there's a common interest, right?
Yes.
So yeah, well that I think it was a wonderful conversation.
Just thank you.
It's
been
you
my
know, there's gonna be
pleasure.
a lot more episodes. I'm
Yes.
excited to see who you bring on next episode.
Oh, I have a special lady. She has helped me with my health and exercise. So you will learn a lot from her. She's older than me and she looks amazing. So she is my inspiration. So she will be my first interview. I'll tell you all about her. That's in the works. So that will be our next podcast and my first interview. She is a woman that is inspiring to me and to a lot of women too. And she will be an inspiration for you too.
Wonderful. With that, subscribe and click on that bell icon for notifications.
Journey of Self podcast, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find me in all those social medias. Journey of Self with Dr. Catherine Egina.
Absolutely.
Thank
Take care,
you.
guys. Cool.